Day drinking with dog. Day drinking.
Love the bird.
Day drinking with dog. Day drinking. Day drinking with dog. Day drinking.
Viva Tequila Seltzer, the #1 hard seltzer in the world and the official hard seltzer of Day Drinking with Dog. Ditch the malt, add tequila.
I want to give this to the world as a gift from myself and from Ireland. This is who I am. I am an Irishman. A true Irishman. Proper Irish whiskey. Proper 12. It's in the name.
Welcome back, Day Drinking with Dog, and there you have it. Conor McGregor is in studio in spirit. If you can see it on YouTube, is cut out. But more importantly, I have Sean Gauthier, right?
Yeah, we'll go with Sean Shamrock.
Sean Shamrock, easier. Yeah. Sean Shamrock's in the house. You are the United States ambassador, brand ambassador of Proper Number 12.
Yeah, the actual title is Lifestyle. I'm the lifestyle brand ambassador for the U.S.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we got connected through Ray, who couldn't be here today. Of course, something came up with him. But he was going to do this whole intro of you, and I just want to do an intro and leave, is what he was telling me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just pull that mic a little bit closer to you.
Yeah.
And so Proper 12's been around since 2018.
I forget if it's September or October it officially launched. I want to say September of 2018 is when it officially launched.
So is this Conor McGregor's? He's the owner?
So he's the founder.
Okay.
Last year he did sell a majority share to Proximo, but he's still very involved, very, very involved in the brand.
Nice. I remember before you came on, I was watching some videos of him, like looking for that little clip in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I saw when he brought the Proper, he was fighting Khabib.
Yeah, that's when it came out. Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. And he's trying to give him a shot. He's like, I don't drink.
Yeah.
He's a nut. I'm sure you've met him before, right?
Yeah, I had met him a few times actually before even getting involved with the company, and then I've got to spend some time with him since, and then we're in contact pretty often now. So
that's cool.
Yeah. He's amazing. He's super supportive, and like I said, he's super hands-on with the brand. Like you'll see, he would post stuff from people all over the world all the time. If you tag, you're out in a bar and you're having a fucking Proper 12, you put it on Instagram, you tag Conor. Obviously he doesn't, he's got 48 million followers. He's not gonna see everything, but you do it enough. Like I like to tell bartenders, like, yo, you'll get on the page if you're like constantly like, Proper will share you, Conor will share you. If I see you, I'll share you, which will get you even more into Conor and Proper's view as well. So for people who are into that, not everyone's into social media, but those who are, if you're a bartender and you're making a cool cocktail, let's get it out to the world, Right.
So, obviously, this is Irish whiskey. You have the apple as well, which is more of a newer product.
Yeah. We launched the Irish apple in March of this year, or it was probably late February, but it was the goal was to have it out for March for St. Patrick's Day, and it's been on fire. It's my drink of choice right now. It's the Proper Irish apple.
What am I looking for here? Like what's behind the name Proper? Like Proper 12.
Well, Proper is just, it's kind of something they might say over there, like, oh, let's go over there, we're gonna have a proper night out, or just like a proper steak. It
is a very Irish term.
Yeah, it's just an Irish term, but it's fitting. I try not to mention any other brands by name, but there's certain other big Irish brands that are actually made by English or Scottish people or whatever. Like, your Double J person. He's not Irish, So, no, he's not.
No. Oh shit.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. No.
Nope. So
what is he, English?
I believe he was Scottish.
Scottish.
Yeah, but he could have been English, but he's not Irish. I forget. Conor actually told me the whole story one day, but I was also a few Propers deep. But yeah, look it up. That JJ person is not an Irishman.
What's it like fucking having fucking whiskey with fucking Conor?
That's cool. So he's very responsible. I've never like tied one on with Conor, but yeah,
because we've all heard the stories that he can tie him on.
Oh, for sure. Who can't? But
right.
It's kind of surreal. Just like we did a TV show, right? A little guest appearance on a show, and like I was the bartender on the show, and we had drinks, and it's just cool, like little toast. Like it's surreal where it's I was a fan for a long time, and I'd gotten to know him a little bit just through some mutual friends and whatever. And then for this opportunity to came up, and and now it's just like I have his number, right? But like on social media all the time, just be like, "Oh, that picture's dope," or even sometimes I'd be like, "Hey, that one could have been a little bit clearer," or something, like. But it's strange that it's not a big deal to open my phone and be like a bunch of messages from Conor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just right there. That's awesome. I just had a sip of it. I've had it before, obviously, but it's very good. Kind of brings back some memories of last night at the casino.
Yeah.
Up at I didn't make Shrine late night, but
yeah, I had a table with a bottle of proper apple. If she did come in, I was there actually with a crew from, do you know Mezzo in Middletown?
Yeah.
So
Joey Aceto.
Yep. That was with Joey, and the manager there, Steve, is a really solid dude. We do a ton. They're a big proper account, big proper account, and they had a table, and they're like, "Yo, come through," and I wanted to contribute, so I made sure to grab a bottle of proper apple, and because Shrine is also another big proper account. So
you said that's the only Irish whiskey there. Right?
Yeah.
Or you kicked out JJ.
Yeah. The JJ's kicking around, but it's not their go-to. They're the Big Night Entertainment Group's very good to me. I can say that.
So Conor now is is he like the president of the company, or just kind of?
I couldn't tell you. He's the founder, right?
Right.
So I couldn't tell you after the buyout what his actual title is. But he's still. I can tell you, he's still very involved in the direction of the brand and as being the face of the brand. But it's more than, it's not just advertising where he's just advertising the brand. He's the direction and the feel and the vibe is what he's involved with, which is why he's in contact with me, because I'm the lifestyle brand ambassador for the country, and what that really is I know the product, but my job isn't the grains and barleys have been distilled like this. No, we're a fun brand. We like to throw parties. We like to go to the fights. We like to while out. This is who we are. We like to take care of first responders. I'm the vibe of the brand, which is what Conor and I are in contact for, because that's really his direction. Is he wants the brand to be involved with certain things and to look a certain way and to do certain things. Right.
That's one thing that I was going to touch on is a lot of the proceeds go to first responders. How does that work? Is that kind of is it all just for in Ireland, or is it's all dispersed?
It's all
wherever you buy it.
It's all in the U.S.
Oh, it's all in the U.S.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be honest, I can't speak to what they do internationally because I don't know if this is something that they do worldwide. But I can tell you anything in the U.S. that's sold here, we give a donation from every case to first responders. Well over $4 million since the brand came into fruition at the end of 2018. A lot of it goes to an organization called Tunnels to Towers. So that's was founded by a gentleman whose brother was a firefighter who died in 9/11. And they help out with a lot of stuff, right? They help out with firefighters, they help out with military vets when they come home and they need help with housing or whatever, or the families of people who have died in the line of duty. There's just a super, super cool organization. But we also do just different individual fire departments. So, for example, that's part of my job. I went down to Savannah, Georgia, which I didn't know until I started working with the company. They had the second biggest St. Patrick's Day parade in the country. Is Savannah?
I have heard that. Yeah,
I did not know that. So that's a market that we're really.
What's one? Chicago?
No,
or New York?
I think it's Boston was number
Boston's one.
And I think Boston and New York were actually 1A, 1B. They're about,
because ours in Milford is top 10.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I've never been.
It's pretty cool.
So I gave $100,000 to the fire department in Savannah. I gave $30,000 to a fire department in New Orleans. And
so
then
just cutting checks.
How
fucking awesome is that?
Yeah, and then so I live in New London, Connecticut, and I reached out to the brand manager and I was like, hey, is there anything I can do with my hometown since I'm here and people are seeing me do this stuff? And I thought that would be cool. And she's like, yeah, let me see what we can get done. So I told the fire department, I'm like, hey, I'll be by with something and we'll see what we can get done. I'm thinking $500,
right?
brand manager Nicole, who's like, all right, so the check's coming. I just need to get the nonprofit, blah 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 blah. And no amount was talked about. And then I was like, hey, just curious, what do we end up with? She's like, oh, $10,000. And I was like, whoa. So my fire department said it was life-changing money for them. They
That's
said,
fucking great.
New London, Connecticut, it's a small city. And they're like, this is literally the biggest donation we've ever got, and it was life-changing money. So it's really gnarly, man. I'm going out to Chicago next month to do the same kind of thing, and it's really cool to meet these guys. Usually, like the people who I bring gift checks to have like been involved in some kind of crazy fire experience or whatever, but they're very grateful for the response, and we're grateful for them.
Yeah, 100%. Now, your job sounds fantastic, and you have a story behind how you got this job, and I think that's even more remarkable.
Yeah, so the job came up. It was actually a contest.
Was it like an online contest?
It was an online contest on Instagram, and they were hiring for this United States ambassador position, and that the job itself actually could have been a lot of different things. Like, they tailored this just kind of to my style and my background as the lifestyle ambassador. But if it had been someone who was like balls deep in like the history of whiskey, like, it could have been a whole different thing. They were just willing to tailor it, but they just wanted somebody to be kind of Conor's eyes and ears in the country and go to events and help the brand grow into new markets, because it had been extremely strong in liquor stores and off premise. We call them package stores up here. I don't know.
No, they're packies.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know how far your reach is. I know.
I actually born in Mass, cool. I don't think they even fucking call them around here. Really, they say liquor store around here.
Yeah, but
some say package.
It's a package run. It's a
package run. Yep.
But yeah. So last year, Proper 12 actually finished as the number 3 Irish whiskey in America. Obviously, the goal is to be number 1, but number 1 is a big jump. But we will absolutely be number 2 this year. We're well on pace to be number 2. So they're hiring for this position, and it was like, hey, submit a video saying why you should be the guy, basically. You know what I mean? So my approach was, I had the number 1 Proper 12 bar in Connecticut, a place that I was the managing partner of for a long time, and for 2019 and 2020 and 2021, we were the number 1 Proper 12 account. So I was just like, I could tell you like what I could do, but I'd rather just show you. And then I already just had hundreds of clips of me doing stuff with Proper 12, whether it was videos, pictures, like all the boom, like I already do this job, and I'm doing it for free because I love the brand.
Right.
Like,
oh, nice.
I'm like, you want to hire somebody, like I am the brand. So I did that, and then I started, there was a hashtag, get a proper job. So like I was like following, I always click on the hashtag and see like what other people are doing, and I'm like, wow, man, these people suck. Dude, you wouldn't believe how many people would just like fill a glass of whiskey and chug it.
Like, it's so cool.
And I'm like, they don't want someone, you're going to give you their credit card and send you out
binge drinkers.
Yeah. Or it was just like, I'm a big Conor McGregor fan, like
MMA.
And I'm just like watching it, like, and I'm like, this could be. I was like, so let me sweeten the pot a little bit. So I got a friend that owns a bar that does a lot of Proper 12. It's called 40 Thieves in Groton, really cool Irish bar. And I was like, let me take over your bar for the night. So I threw a party. I hired I hired a videographer for the night.
Yeah.
And I threw a Proper 12 party there. And I was like, let me show you. I'm going to do the job for the night, dude. And it was a college night, and we just had all the kids going wild. The video came out sick. And then, they told me, the guy who chose the videos told me, he was like, I got halfway through, I found your video, and I was like, this is our fucking guy, so which was a cool feeling. But yeah, so I ended up coming out of the contest to like, it was like
they kept cutting it down.
And then
that was just the one initial video that you sent in, or then you did the second one?
Then I did the second video, yeah. But then it got down to the final 5. And there was like maybe one dude who I was like a little bit worried about, but other than that, I was like, dude, there's no way. And I tried backdooring this like every way, but it was actually, the contest was held by an independent, like an ad agency.
Yeah. So like
even Conor, like I reached out to Conor, I'm like, yo man, I would kill this job. He's like, yeah, I know you would, and I'll throw your name out there, but it's not
up to him.
It's not up to him. There was a woman who was the brand manager at the time, and like Ray was like reaching out to her. She's like, I don't even want to know this guy's name because I don't want it to even reek of any impropriety, but we're not doing it. It was totally an outside agency. But I tried.
Yeah, of course. Get the job.
Every little back door that I could, man. I'm messaging people, texting people, DMing people, like just like, what can I do to get this done? Just because I knew that I could crush it. But yeah, and then I got to the final 5, and then boom, I got the the interview. So I didn't really win the job in the contest, but I won the interview in the contest.
So now there's 5 of you left. You all get an interview.
We all get an interview,
Gotcha.
and then they're like, "Hey, we're interested in offering you the job. Will you move to New York?" And like, I really like where I live. I really like living in Connecticut. My family and friends are here, and that's really the most important thing. Like, I moved to California once. I was just so homesick the whole time. So
Yeah.
but I was like, "Fuck, dude,
I did Florida once. I was back in a year.
Yeah, the same. That's I did a year.
Yeah.
I did a year in Cali. My lease was up, and I'm back.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, yeah, I'll move to New York, even though I really didn't want to. But I was like, I'm not going to say no to anything. Let's get to the end, and we'll figure this out. And then they came back and like, actually, how about Hoboken, New Jersey? And then I'm like, all right, and like, shit, I'm fucking Hoboken, New Jersey. All right, cool, we'll do it. And then
You been to Hoboken?
I never have.
Oh, it's a fucking party city.
Yeah, well, that's why it was like a big target for them,
Yeah.
So then I was
Small, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, listen, if you can let me stay home, dude, I will own New England. Like their thought was that Irish whiskey was not a summer drink, and I'm like, no, my bar was a summer bar. We were the number 1 proper account in the state. I said, Proper 12, a frozen lemonade, dude, is a banger, dude. Like whiskey and lemonade to me go together perfectly. They offset each other. But like, if you do a frozen lemonade with Proper 12 in it, it's a banger. Like, getting the green teas, like, there's lots and lots of summer drinks. Mules, Irish mules, called a Dublin donkey. Like, there's lots of ways to attack summer. We did. We just owned summer throughout the coastline in Connecticut and Rhode Island this year, and all the beach bars and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been awesome. So I do have 2 different job titles. I'm the U.S. lifestyle brand ambassador, and then I'm also the brand activation manager for Connecticut and Rhode Island. So when I'm not traveling, I work with like key accounts, big accounts that do like major business, and just try to help them with whether it's cocktails or print work or getting them shirts or barware or just like hosting parties. Like, I got a bar this Saturday. It's called New York Pizza Company. It's in Danielson, Connecticut, kind of in the middle of nowhere. But like, Dave Portnoy, he reviewed them, so it's like a known spot.
Yeah. And
they're doing a Conor McGregor look-alike contest that I'm judging. So like, I just do like kind of like wild, random stuff, So
No, that sounds awesome. How often do you travel?
about once a month. So like,
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Chicago last month, and they postponed it. That's coming in October, but I actually just got a call this morning that I'm going to Atlanta this month as well, in October as well. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I got out of all that is we need you in Stonebridge for next summer.
I would love that.
For all those summer cocktails you just said.
I've been there twice and had a great experience. It's just so far from me. I don't like know the place. I know you guys, because you guys do my place. We did lobster bombs. You guys do lobster bombs there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your place?
It's called Sunsets in Waterford.
Oh, okay. We actually stole the idea from somewhere in Mystic.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. What's the name of that place?
It's Ford's.
Ford's, yeah.
No, I did too. I called it a lobster blast, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not above the little. I was in high school.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, she was born in 1679. Say it in your own words.
Yeah.
In 1679, she was born.
Yeah.
I got no problem. You're doing something good, dude. I'll steal it.
Oh, it's amazing. We blast that out on Instagram.
You guys are so much fun. We're like right down the road from that place, so we do
do
a lot of shit from it. We do a lot
I'm
of shit
sure.
from it.
And we get food. It's stupid, and we sell them for $59.
Yeah.
And we ran out of them on Father's Day at like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a good problem to have.
Like, holy shit.
But yeah, the 2 times that I was at your place, I had the filet mignon, Philly steak and cheese, and it was like just to die for.
Yeah, that one's a good sandwich. That one's a good sandwich. We got a pretty solid food. I give our food definitely an A-. Some of it's an A+.
Yeah.
I'm not a big lobster. I should say I'm a lobster guy. I love lobster. I was at David Burke's last Monday, and they had like a lobster special night. Bisque and I think I got the Kung Pao lobster or something.
Okay.
It was like you dip. I don't know. It was good, but the lobster bomb's too much for me. It's too rich.
It's very rich.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Dude.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And then when you finish the lobster, you're like, well, I gotta eat the bread bowl.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I need a nap.
Yeah. For sure. Dude, it's more. It's something for Instagram. It's more than anything. It's something for Instagram for the If you have a bar and you're not like doing stuff to make other people advertise for you, you're missing the boat. Like so many, I'd say most bars have awful social media, and I try to tell places like, it's the difference between you guys like crushing it and not. It's like you have to do something,
and it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
You make other people advertise for you. Like, in the women's bathroom of my bar, Sunsets, I had Stony Creek beer.
Of course, yeah.
Their logo with the wings, dude.
Yep.
I had this bathroom stall that had just been keyed, tagged to shit. And I had them come in, and they put a sticker over it with the wings. And I had 7 million pictures of girls in the bathroom posted with the wings. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then all the other girls want to come and do that because they see it. It became a thing. Like the biggest downfall in my place, the bathroom was gross, and then all of a sudden it became our highlight. Everyone wanted a picture in front of the stupid fucking wings, dude. You know?
I mean, I obviously use Instagram, Facebook, and all that for the podcast, but I find me personally, like, I'm almost 50 years old, like. It's just hard. I mean, I don't have the money to hire somebody to do it.
Well, no, but it is. It's actual. It's work.
It's work.
It's actual work. But you will get a return on it. You know what I mean? Like if you're a bar manager, like a lot of bars too, they'll subcontract out. I think it's a big mistake. I think you need to have your social media in house.
I believe so
because
too,
you need to be shown with like something awesome could happen. Like and boom, you want that on your like. A Congo line randomly breaks out in your bar. Something just fun. You want people to see that, and you can't worry that your person isn't there, dude. Like you need to have a 17-year-old food runner who's gonna know how. Like I don't know shit about TikTok or Snapchat. Like
I still can't figure out TikTok.
Yeah,
it's so convoluted.
I've deleted it off my phone like 5 times.
Yeah, so
I currently don't have it.
I'm back on it now, and I'm just like I'll get a follow or I'll see someone. I'm like.
Like,
I don't know.
Like I've used it, dude. Like
that's what reels are, basically.
Yeah, I found like clips of stuff that like I like, and I'll watch it. But as far as like creating content, like it's not my thing. It's because I'm fucking 42. It's just not. It's not meant to be. But if I owned a bar right now, I would have an 18-year-old fucking food runner who has paid another $100 a week to make TikTok videos. And an 18-year-old kid, you tell them, hey, I'll give you $100 a week to make TikTok videos. They're gonna think that you fucking gave them the keys to the kingdom. You know what I mean? Like it's
like our GM is. Oh my God, he might be almost 40. He's the owner's son, and he does all through Instagram mostly. Yeah. But it's connected to Facebook, so it kind of works both ways. And he's pretty good with it. He's always he posted to like Connecticut foodies and stuff like that. I think our nightlife page could use a little. I mean, not that we're hurting, but it never hurts to have.
Right. So,
like we get Sacred Heart on Saturday nights. So like when. I guess it was 2 summers ago when finally everything was lifted. Yeah. We had a line to get in down to the railroad tracks. And we still get lines like that sometimes, but like all these Sacred Heart kids were posting the line on like TikTok. Yeah. And it just got, we didn't do anything. Right. Like you said, some people can do it for you. You don't even know it.
Right. Just give them something to do and they'll do it for you. But yeah. So like even like the place I had Sunsets, we were like a restaurant by day. Friday and Saturday night, 500 people through the door, nightclub, we had 2 floors, 2 DJs. But then like Sunday, we did live music all week though, so it would be like live music 6 to 10, then DJ 10 to 2 or whatever. But then Sundays, it would be crazy. So Saturday night, it's loaded with barely legal college kids. They're all legal though. College kids puking on each other, just wild madness. Come Sunday, we have a band, and it's like all 60-year-old guys on their Harleys and shit. Yeah. So it was like a changeover.
It's kind of how Stonebridge is. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I was told. Yeah. That's what because like different liquor reps and shit told me the same thing. But the point is like the DJs, the cocktails, the college kids. That shit went on to Instagram, never touched Facebook because my food and my bands went on the Facebook where the older people are, and I don't want them seeing, oh, this is a place where college kids go.
Right. That's smart.
Never want those two. And the Instagram, the college kids don't give a fuck about bands or salads, dude. That shit was never going on Instagram. Like the Lobster Bomb or like something trendy might go on Instagram, but like as far as pushing food and pushing live music, that was Facebook. They're 2 very different things because I had 2 very different crowds.
How do these kids afford to go out? Is it just all parents' money?
I guess.
Did you go to school?
So. What's that?
Did you go to college?
I dropped out twice. Oh. Did I go to college? Dropped out twice.
I went to University of New Haven.
Okay.
And my first experience on tipping was I went with a bunch of guys. We went to Toad's place. Yeah. Not Toad's. Sorry. Demery's.
Okay. I don't
remember them. No, it's right by. It used to be right by Toad's on the corner there. And we're going 1993. I was underage, and it was 50-cent Corona nights. Yeah. And so one of my buddies would buy a Corona, hand $1, take the 50 cents back, and then when anyone next to him bought a Corona and left at 50 cents, he would take the bottle and slide the 50 cents over to him. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Dudes are busting their ass back here. But I always had a job, so I always had a little bit of money on me.
Yeah.
So I just kind of learned. I'm like, then I realized, these bartenders aren't stupid. They see you doing it, and then you do it again, you're going to get fucking throttled by a Southern Connecticut football player that's working security,
Yeah, or just not get served.
Or not get served at all. Yeah. So I kind of learned at a young age, like, all right, we got to... Because, I see these kids, like, Stonebridge is not cheap.
Yeah.
And we charge a cover. And, a tall, proper 12 and, ginger ale or something is $12.
Right.
And they order a shot of proper on the side. Now you're at 20.
Yeah.
Without tip, plus you paid $15 to get in. I'm like... Whoa! I would make $40 run for a weekend back in the day.
Same. But dude, I think it's also because it's debit card, so the money doesn't seem real until the next day.
Right. Mommy's got to recharge it.
Yeah. Like we were a little bit cheaper, even though we were on the water and stuff. Like just because we knew the college kids, we had a cover as well, and we tried to keep things like drinks around like $8, $10 for top shelf. But yeah, I mean, kids just buy. Like, we mentioned this before. It wouldn't be a shock for me if somebody be like, "Yo, give me 50 green tea shots. I'm gonna buy them for everybody or whatever the fuck." You know what I mean? The money is in the college kids, dude. I don't like people. Some people in this business will be like, "Oh, well, kids, they don't have no money. Adults, they have money." Like, yeah, but adults have bills, man.
Right.
This kid might make $30,000 a year, but that's also his fucking drinking budget. It's $30,000 a year. Or you got this guy
makes his disposable
This
income.
guy makes $100,000 a year. His drinking budget is $10,000 a year.
Right.
It's not the same. I think burn and turn shots is the way to go. And those shots should always be made with proper number 12 Irish whiskey.
It will be now a Stonebridge restaurant, Norfolk, Connecticut.
Smooth is fast, and our apple is smooth to the core.
So, what are some of your? I know you mentioned a couple summer ones. What's a couple good? So, winter's coming up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What
are some nice? Wrap your arms around a nice, warm, proper 12 drink.
So, to me, the most quintessential whiskey cocktail to ever be crafted is the Irish coffee.
Okay.
I love an Irish coffee. I will judge an Irish coffee. I think every place should do them because everyone likes them whether they know it or not. I think an Irish coffee done with proper number 12, do a little simple syrup, or you can make your own. There's a recipe online for a syrup that actually uses like some stout and some sugar and some dehydrated oranges. It makes just like this little
just melt it down.
This little syrup that go a little dash of that. Whiskey and then whipped cream. It's got to be
Bailey's, right?
You can add Bailey's.
Yeah, but everyone thinks that's an Irish coffee. It's not.
It's not. The Irish coffee is just the whiskey.
Right, just the whiskey.
Whiskey, simple syrup, and coffee.
Right.
I really recommend taking a little extra time and doing the real heavy whipped cream. If you get just like a protein shaker with like the ball in it, dude, and you put the heavy cream in it, you can pour it and it layers so nice as opposed to the
spread. Well, we actually make our own.
Yeah.
But it's not good for drinks because it's better than like a ready whip, but at the same time it just doesn't form in a glass nicely.
I don't know if you threw it in the shaker. You know what I'm talking about, like a protein shaker?
With a little spiral ball in it. Yeah.
Shake it up, dude, and that'll layer it just so nicely. And a little dash of nutmeg is the move. And I think that the Irish coffee, and then you can play with it, dude. You can add different syrups to it if you want to do like a carrot. Like whatever coffee you get at Starbucks, you can make an Irish coffee into like that version of it.
Right.
But you can also, like, during the summer, I do an iced Irish coffee, you know what I mean? And that one, I'd put the Bailey's in, like, a little sweeter, or in Irish cream, or even a vanilla vodka. So something to offset it a little bit. But, like, you shake it up and, frozen Irish coffee, or, or an iced Irish coffee, the same way you get a nice coffee at Dunkin' in the drive-thru. We just add the proper whiskey to it.
You ever put, like, green cream to mint on as a garnish, or no?
I haven't. That sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, my first ever gig was at the Trumbull Marriott, and that's how we made it.
I got a girl at this bar in Providence, Rhode Island, called Lay Alley. It's a really cool bar, and she makes an espresso martini with proper apple, and I was like, that's ridiculous, and it's amazing.
I gotta try that.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Instagram reels of the dude making an espresso martini and topping it with fresh shaved Parmesan?
No.
You haven't seen these?
No.
So like this dude, and he's like, everyone's raving about it, right?
Yeah.
So then like another Instagram guy said, "Is this a hack or is this is this real?"
Yeah.
So he did it, and he's like, "Holy fuck, it's really good." I haven't tried it yet, but like, I guess it just adds a different texture to your lips when you hit the Parmesan, like fresh Parm, not fucking grated cheese.
Listen, I won't discount it because there's like I'm a big sushi guy,
Okay.
and there's this place I go to and they do a banana tempura roll, but it's like a spicy tuna roll with banana in it, and we're like banana and tuna. Like, no, it's fucking little sex in your mouth, bro. It's awesome.
Oh man, I'm getting thirsty. I think my glass is empty. Actually,
Oh, why don't you slide it over?
There we go. There we
Get you a
go.
proper pour. We got the big boy, the 175 in the house.
Oh yeah. But we don't have the apple, unfortunately,
We don't,
because Ray kind of
Yeah, Ray kind of
let us down today, Ray.
down. It's all right. It's all right. We'll go out. You'll have to have me back, and we'll do a fall apple special. There will be basic bitches in here. Just do it. We'll have some cider donuts and some fucking Irish
Let's go.
apple whiskey. We'll have a good time.
What are some of the better cocktails you like with the apple?
So for me, I go strictly, like, not strictly, but like, I like just the apple and ginger. Like, to me, that's a win. It's easy.
Yeah.
I don't like ginger beer. Everyone loves the apple mule. It's just not for me. People do the ginger.
Yeah, it's too spicy for me.
It's just I don't like the taste of it. But people do the Irish apple with ginger beer and cranberry juice. It's like, I have a ton of accounts that do that. I have a lot of accounts that do a mimosa with the apple, and then a floater of like various, sometimes pineapple juice, sometimes apple juice, sometimes cranberry, like whatever. But like they'll do like the prosecco with the Irish apple and fruit juice. So
I've been trying to get apple juice in the restaurant for a while. I think it's hard to carry.
yeah.
Because it just, I mean,
And it goes bad,
Right, it goes bad.
But if you get it into a cocktail that flies, see
what about like a cider?
So that's what I'm waiting to see. I have a lot of places who are talking about doing cider, whether it's a cocktail or like a hot cider with a proper apple or like a bomb. I don't know. I just don't know if the apple on apple is apple overkill. It might be awesome.
It could be.
I don't know. So I'm waiting to try
Yeah.
that this fall when it becomes like a thing, because I have a lot of bars who are going to.
Or I'm thinking more of like, like proper apple with like ginger ale or even ginger beer if you like it a little spicier, with just like a splash of like the cider.
Yeah, that could work.
A little cinnamon on top.
I have a lot of people doing like a candy apple, which they'll do usually like 7-Up or Sprite with proper apple and then like grenadine. It's very sweet. You can do cranberry, but something that turns it red, they call it a candy apple.
Yeah.
It's great in a hot toddy. I love it in a hot or just like in a tea.
I've never had a hot toddy.
Never had a hot toddy?
No.
Oh man.
I feel like I need to be sick to have one.
No, so
I mean, that's what I'm making for people. Like, I got a little cough. Can I get a hot toddy?
have you ever done Wine Fest at Mohegan Sun?
Every year, yeah.
Every year. So
Wasn't it the best 2 years ago? Sorry to interrupt. When it fucking was a blizzard and no one showed up.
so I didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go there? Oh my god, it was the best year ever.
Well, because here's the thing. I'm okay with driving in the snow.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with drinking and driving a little bit.
Yeah.
But I won't do both.
Right,
So
right.
I didn't have a room, so I was like, I'm not going to Wine Fest, and I'm not doing both of these horrible activities.
You're the country's lead ambassador and you couldn't get a room?
I don't know. Ray didn't take care of me on that. I don't know.
So we actually drove up. Me and my girlfriend go every year.
Yeah.
We drove up Friday nights. We saw the storm coming in.
Yeah.
And we stayed at that little microtel around the corner for like $100.
Yeah.
Woke up. And we still, it still took us from there to the casino 25 minutes to get there. But we were good. We had a room. But like no one was there. And all the celebrity chefs were getting fucking bombed. It was fucking so much fun.
Oh no! I wish I went. I thought the Wine Fest took a big hit when they moved to that convention center. I thought it was so much cooler.
Agreed.
Downstairs,
Yep.
upstairs, they had
And
different
beers
rooms,
and all that shit,
Like
yeah.
Heineken had like a nightclub room with lights and a DJ. Like I think
Now it's just
like a convention.
it's like yesterday at that event at the casino.
Yeah.
It's like I actually asked why they aren't in a bigger venue there at Foxwoods, but I guess they have to spend money with
big night.
The bowling alley and
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, big night entertainment. They have
Scorpion
Shrine,
Scorpion Bar,
Dire Furies, High Rollers. And
So it's just it was fine yesterday. It's just so fucking. It's just
tight.
so tight.
It's tight.
So tight. Especially
I-
Shrine. It's like Shrine's designed to be tight.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm sorry. So I interrupt your wine.
no,
fest
sorry.
story.
So that's where I had a hot toddy. The girl from Fisher's Island who just sold it, she is really dope, Branya. She always had hot toddy. That was like one thing I would look forward to at Wine Fest. I'm going to Wine Fest to have hot toddies,
Right,
know. So yeah, the apple goes great in a hot toddy. It's really versatile because you can steer into like the app because it's not. It's a whiskey. Still, like it was very important to maintain being an Irish whiskey, not just like an apple liqueur. Like if you compare us to some other apple whiskeys, I think that they're a lot more syrupier than we are. We're still like true to being a whiskey. So you could steer like into the whiskey side of it. Like I have places to do like smoked old fashions and shit. Like an old fashioned with the apple goes really well, especially. People love smoked drinks, so you buy the little fucking thing, you put it on top.
I know,
it makes for a cool presentation. But a smoked apple with like a cranberry bitters or an orange bitters or even a chocolate bitters with the apple and a little cedarwood smoke.
Chocolate bitters can go a long way.
Chocolate bitters, was it just bitters? Like the flavors and bitters,
right?
Like,
back in the day, it was Angostura, and that was it.
That was it.
Now
the cocktail making is fun, man, and like anyone can do. Just think of things that you like and try it together.
Right.
Like if you like,
it's like if you're a cook in a kitchen and you want to try something different, just fucking whip it up.
You'll find some stuff, man. And presentation just goes. People will drink a drink that sucks if you send it to them with like fucking the ice. What do you call it? Dry ice in it. Like, it's dry ice. Like it might taste like shit, but look at it.
It's so cool. Instagram,
Look, fire cocktail.
It's like when the sizzly fajitas roll by a TGI Fridays. Everyone turned their head.
Yeah. Even if you say you're not going to, you're going to. But yeah, so you can do the whiskey side of it with like an old fashioned, right? People like really like. It's funny how I hate to be like stereotypical, right? But just how things will kind of land. Like a lot of times, guys will be like, "Oh, I don't like a flavored whiskey," and then I'll be like, "Ah, try this apple old fashioned," and it'll land. Or ladies will be like, "No, I don't like whiskey," and I'll be like, "No, try my apple whiskey, you'll like it." And it works.
Yeah.
There's ways to do both. Like I said, you can steer into
when they were flavored vodkas back in the day, people were hesitant.
Yeah, you can steer into either way. Like I was talking about that candy apple thing. You can go really sweet with it, or you can go to the whiskey side. Also goes great, the apple and the green tea. Green tea apple shots are fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun.
See, the problem is Stonebridge is we're so busy.
Yeah.
That we don't like. We have a drink menu, but we don't get too we don't do the smoke shit. Like we just don't have the time for it.
Right? No.
Do you remember that bar at the casino at Mohegan called Sticks and Stones?
Lasted like 30 days.
Right. So I went there once on a Tuesday afternoon. There was like 5 of us, and this nice, beautiful bartender behind the bar. No one's in there.
Yeah.
And we ordered 5 drinks, and it took her about 26 minutes to finish all 5 drinks. Yeah. And I'm like, "What do you guys do on a busy night?"
Right.
He goes, "Oh, we just sell Bud Light." Well, not anymore, but
yeah. That's funny. But yeah, for sure. Like you have to know your venue, and you have to like that stuff is not to be done at volume per se, but you know your own venue and what you can get away with, what you can't. Like a lot of places have drink menus, and those things go out the door Friday about 4:00. Then they don't come back till Monday.
Yeah. I mean, they'll come in with the table tents. Yeah. And right when they leave, I just fucking hate them. They never. I don't think they work. Unless it's like, oh, we have dollar proper 12s tonight. Like, oh shit, let's get 10 top proper 12 shots.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the clientele. Whatever. Like, see, I don't see price point as being a big attractor to people.
Well, I mean, I know you're from up the shoreline, but I feel the shoreline's pretty similar up and down as far as median income and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone outside the college kids that come in, like, we do $5 Busch Lights and they love it. Other than that, we're premium pricing and no one blinks an eye.
Well, I see a lot of places that like they don't do anything, but they'll have a DJ and they'll be like $5 Casamigos or something. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and then they wonder why they're not busy. I'm like, because your $5 drinks are not. Right. I think there was a time where like I mean, if you had like quarter drafts and like 50-cent wings, there's some, but in general, man, your venue needs to be straight. Your cocktails need to be straight. Your service needs to be straight. You're just cutting your own money because people, if you have cool shit, if you have cool people behind the bar,
right.
If you have a cool DJ, if you have these things, you don't need to discount. So then when I see it, like all this place is giving the place away, it must suck. You know what I mean?
Right. Like they're begging for heads.
I don't think, and I think a lot of people, I think it did work at a time in like the 90s and stuff, where that was kind of
happy hours. Yeah, it's kind of a dying breed.
I think that people want a different experience, and I think that the people who are so caught up in just trying to sell a price point, they're just missing the boat to people who spent the money to build a statue that people can now take pictures of.
Right.
Like
we did a Tito special this year. Yeah. Just Fridays from like 3 to 6 or 7, $7.
Yeah.
And I was just not love you, Phil, but I just thought it was a bad idea because
People are gonna buy
Dude,
Tito's. Anyway.
I have. They all drink Tito's at happy hour.
Yeah.
They're already paying fucking.
Right. So that's
Now you're just taking money away from the business. They wouldn't even know. I probably, you know what's funny is I probably could have just charged them regular. They wouldn't have fucking
because they were going to drink the Tito's.
Right, they're going to drink.
Like if you're going to do a special like that, you got to do it with something that like you're sitting on that's not going to move, like or something that you're like. Just doing a Bud Light special when all you sell is Bud Light all the time anyway. For what, dude? You're just giving a discount to people who would have been there spending money anyway. You know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think price point is. There's obviously exceptions to every rule. I know college kids do tend to kind of more have a budget, but also everyone likes to look rich, dude. Everyone likes to look like a baller on Instagram. People live way the fuck above their means, way more than when it was cash, dude. When you and I were going out.
You're right. I'm like, shit. I got 120 on me.
Yeah, I'm hitting.
Do I really want to buy a whole round in the amount of money?
Right. I'm hitting the ATM for
or credit card
60,
or whatever,
$80, whatever it was. Man, I'm having the cash, and that's what I got. But like. People with the debit cards is like almost doesn't seem real, and you're out and there's girls and you want to impress them as opposed to like you see one like the way like you see one girl you like, you try to buy her a drink, you're like, all right, well, you and your friends will come buy you guys shots now because it's just a piece of plastic and you'll deal with it later. I don't think that the price point is. I've been rambling about price point for 10 minutes, but I just feel really strong about it. Like,
I think you're right. It's the thing of the '90s. It's the thing of the past. I had a kid in the other night, and I know. So the UNH football team came in New Haven, and I guess they won their game that day. It's like the second weekend they've been in on Saturday nights after their game. And there's one kid that when I met him last weekend, obviously it's where I went. I knew him just by his face. I'm like, "Is your father Joe Davis?" Yeah. And he's like, "Yeah." How the fuck do you know that? And I go, "You just look just like him. Did you guys win today?" So then they come in this past Saturday night. And they're all feeling good. And like I said, he's ordering 25 shots at a time. And, just for the football team. They're all fucking there. So, orders 25. Orders another 25. Then he comes around on me and he orders 30. I said, bro, like just, you're spending $200 a clip here on fucking green tea shots that, sorry, not made with proper 12. Made with stuff worse than that. Just like, you're wasting your money, dude. He's like, no, this is our last round. We're heading back to New Haven. I said, all right, whatever. So he does it. He goes, can I stand on the bar and do a UNH chant? I said, fucking absolutely not. No, we are not that. It's not fucking the old Eddie's Cafe down the street. So that was Saturday. So Sunday, I'm out and about watching football, and I go to Dive Bar in West Haven, actually, with them. West Haven Milford line. Cool little bar. You should check out if you haven't been. And, he's there. I'm like, he's looking a little roughshod, Yeah. And then I turn over and I see his father. Oh. So his father comes up to me. He goes, hey, the kid's name's Tanner. He goes, hey, how's Tanner last night? I said, he's fine. He goes, you sure? I go, yeah, I mean, whatever. I got him. Like, nothing's going to happen to him. Yeah. Like, he was having a good time, but his credit card got declined on the last round. So he had to pull out, like, 2 other credit cards to cover it. I go, is he using your card? He goes, because this guy owns like an insurance company. Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's my corporate card. He goes, you know what he said to me this morning? He's like, Dad, you can just write this shit off. He goes, you want me to write off 100 shots of fucking green tea? So the dude gave me his card, and like, we haven't seen the guy in forever. Yeah. And we swapped cards and whatever. And I go to sit down, and the waitress comes over and she hands me a Viva and a shot of Proper 12. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, Joe Davis says he has your tab for the rest of the night for looking out for his kid. I said, he's a good kid. He's a college kid. Right. All these kids are a little different. But it was funny. I was like you said, to your point, like these kids, they don't care. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever in my life ordered 30 shots.
Yeah, for sure.
Never.
Not until I got my corporate card.
Well, yeah, you're in a different spot now.
That's my job. No, for sure, dude. But like, yeah, I just think that the money is just the image is just so important to social media. It's like just so fake, but like everybody does it. But it's like I think that's not a thing. But if you're gonna go buy 30 shots, make sure they're made with proper number 12.
Oh, next time. I actually have to fucking shake them and straight them though. It's a lot of work. I'm just messing with you.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
No, it's easy. Are you a big MMA guy? Or?
I am, yeah.
Were you before this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's something I do follow. I follow the big fights. I I heard. Is he coming back? Has he signed a contract to come
He
back?
hasn't signed a contract. December is possible, but it's not looking likely. But yeah.
How old is he now? I mean, is he even?
He's 36. He's on the back end, for sure.
Yeah.
But he's still a big star.
Oh, he's a draw.
Yeah. I think one or two more. And it depends what he wants to do. It depends on how much he wants it. It's hard to. It's like a famous saying. It's hard to wake up and run 6 miles when you sleep on silk sheets. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
right.
The richer a fighter becomes, everyone like
Other than what am I doing this to my body for?
Right.
This is what I wanted in life.
Right.
I got it.
You got it.
Right.
So now it's like you go out. All of them. Whether it's Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Anderson, so they all ended up getting knocked out by the next young kid coming up who just really wants it just a little bit more. Needs it a little bit more. Has to do it a little bit more.
You could actually watch the Rocky arc. Of all the movies, and it's almost like exactly what you described.
Yeah, I mean,
he was hungry, he was young, and then he had all the money, and then he only fought the Russian dude because he killed his buddy. He didn't need to do that.
The Tommy Moores and the Tommy Gunn was like honestly like the most realistic storyline where you train the guy and then he goes to a bigger promoter. Like that happens all the time, and he's the next younger guy who just. A Father Time is undefeated, but like even more, just the desire for it. Just the only thing I can say is just Conor's like probably the most motivated person I've ever heard of ever existing. So I mean, he was the first guy to ever have belts at in two weight classes at the same time. Starts the whiskey, sells his majority sale for $600 million. Is #1 paid athlete in Forbes over LeBron, over Cristiano Ronaldo.
You're not allowed to mention LeBron on the show, just so you know.
Oh, just all right. So just to be heard, I'm a Shaq guy. So
I love Shaq.
I'm a Shaq guy.
Of course, I got all those LeBron cards up there, but I bought those 20 years ago.
No. I have like 10,000 Shaq cards, all different.
Really?
Yeah, I just all collect Shaq cards. I got 38 pairs of Shaq Reeboks, all different colorways.
Yeah.
I'm a big Shaq groupie.
From like day one, 1992 draft pick. Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story about that in a minute. But let's say so he's got the Black Forge as his bar in Ireland.
Yeah.
It's opened 3 years ago. This year was just named the #1 bar in Dublin. Like he does not fuck around. Like everything that he does, it's like it's not when you go there. It's not gimmicky. I mean, it's very like decked out. Like this would be like in Conor, but it's not like Planet Hollywood bullshit food. It's like top class food and top class service. It's he doesn't play. He's got the stout out now, and the stout is just crushing it in Ireland, which is crazy.
What's the stout called?
It's called Forged Irish Stout.
Okay.
That'll be hitting the
Nitro
US soon.
or
yeah, that'll be hitting the U.S. soon. But it's
is that under the proper umbrella? It's a whole separate thing,
a whole other thing. Yeah. But I've been trying to weasel my way into that too.
Fuck yeah, do it.
Because I just have all my accounts are already asking me about it. People are like the MMA places especially are asking me about it. But yeah, I'm a big fight guy. But I got a Shaq right 6th grade. I still remember clearly my history teacher. I don't remember like he was like. In the days where teachers would just be mean to kids or whatever, and he was like,
"They still are."
Yeah, man, not so much. They kind of
well, they gotta be careful now.
Yeah, so I was like a big karate kid. I was always into karate when I was a kid, right? Like Van Damme movies and shit.
Oh, I was a Van Damme guy.
Yeah, and I didn't watch
Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport's the greatest movie of all time. To this day, it holds up to me.
Yeah,
but I didn't watch any ball sports, much to my dad's dismay. He would try to get me into it, and it just wasn't for me. I was like a karate guy, and I just wanted to get in fights all the time and like be a degenerate.
Right.
But my history teacher was like, I bet the girls in here think that the shack is a building out behind the house. And then this kid, his name's Keith Kane, he turned to me and he's like, Sean, do you know what the shack is? And I had no idea.
Yeah.
So then there's this kid who lived next door to me, Bobby Edwards, and he was like the cool kid. He was 2 years older than me. You know, he was in 8th grade and I was in 6th grade. And I told him what happened. And he had a videotape. It was Shaq's rookie year, and when he had broke the backboard. And I was like, oh my God, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then I just became like balls deep in
He changed the rules.
Yeah.
Or changed the design of the backboards.
Yeah. And the zone defense. Like, but yes, so then from 6th grade on, man, I was just obsessed with Shaq, and like I had a couple pair of his sneakers, but you know my parents didn't have money like that, so they were always like the year behind. I was always the year behind, but I wanted the Shaqs. But they were the Shaq 3 was out. I had the Shaq 2. The Shaq 3 was out. 5 was out. I had the Shaq 6. Whatever. But then it became my thing. It's like no, now I can't. So now I just sit. I scour the internet, and I've dropped Gino. I don't know. I got 38 different pairs, unworn box, all size 13. Like
do you have like a little shoe display at home?
I don't have a cool display, man. I just have like a wire, like a shelf, dude, and they're just stacked up on that. But
My
Yeah,
first, I don't have a Shaq experience.
I'm a sneaker guy.
When I was first introduced to him, LSU played UConn in
Yeah.
the tournament.
Yeah.
His final year, I think he was a junior, and then he left.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I was like, I just remember watching. I was in my buddy's basement, we're watching the game, and I'm like, this dude's gonna fucking dominate.
Yeah.
Dominate. And I mean, it's crazy that he really couldn't win until he got paired up with Kobe, but.
I think I had more to do with Phil Jackson.
Well, yeah, that too.
I think, because in those times, right?
Phil just was so good at managing the stars.
He was good. Because if you go back, Kobe wasn't Kobe then. Like, so I would still maintain at that time when they were winning the titles that there was no one you could trade Shaq for and get the same results. Maybe Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Maybe, but his game is very different. I think that if you had traded Shaq for Paul Pierce, for Tracy McGrady, for Kobe,
Right.
for Paul Pierce, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. I think there was 5 or 6 guys. He went to Miami and got a title. Like, I think
Right.
that Kobe was very replaceable in those days. I think after Shaq left, all of that grew Kobe to who he became, and he would become, I think, probably the greatest player ever. It's 1A, 1B. It's
What's your top 5?
It's hard to say because I'll tell you Shaq. I think Shaq. I'll take a big guy. I think that
As one?
As one. I think if you're gonna you give me 7 games to win a series, I'll take the big guy.
In today's game.
Well, today's game's garbage, dude.
Right.
I don't even watch NBA. I can't watch. It's like watching fucking rec league, dude. I can't watch. It's like
Who
watching
are you a fan of?
now. I like Steph Curry, I guess.
No. I mean, who was your team growing up?
I went with Shaq. I was an Orlando guy, and then I was an LA.
Oh, so you just followed Shaq?
And then I was an LA guy. And I kind of defaulted.
Obviously, you could tell I'm all Boston.
Yeah, I kind of defaulted back to LA until LeBron signed there because I had despised him so much. I'm like, now I can't even like the Lakers anymore. I've had 2 really bad experiences.
You said LeBron again.
Sorry. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. I'm saying how much I hate it. I'm saying how much I hate it.
You know how you're saying JJ? Just say LJ.
JJ and LJ both go fuck off.
Fuck off.
I wanted to be a Celtics fan, being an Irish kid from the Northeast, but I had 2 really bad experiences with Paul Pierce, and he ruined it for me. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Like personal?
Personal, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like trying to get an autograph or...
First time was my senior year in high school. I think my senior or junior year, whatever. We used to go to Foxwoods, just like walk around at night. It was just like what we did as kids.
Yeah.
We'd walk around, see if we could sneak onto the floor. And at that time, it was really hard to do that. There was security everywhere. And then they realized it cost them a lot of money, whatever. But there was, it must have been like the Hall of Fame night, like because now that's a thing in Mohegan every year where all the players come after the Hall of Fame ceremony. Mohegan Sun, everybody's there. But it was always NBA players. But it was like 4 a.m. and there was nobody there. And I'm meeting all these guys, and there's Paul Pierce talking to some hot girl. And I go up to him, and I have like a calendar that I ripped off the wall. It's having all these guys sign. And I'm like, yo, Paul, I was like, can I get your autograph? Like, I'm huge NBA fan. He's coming out of Kansas. I'm excited. Yeah. He's like, do you even know who I am, or are you just talking to me because that girl was?
What?
And he wouldn't sign the paper.
Really?
Fast forward like 5 years, I'm at Ultra 88 was the nightclub in Mohegan Sun.
I remember that, yeah.
Which is now Avalon.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce is there with Walter McCarty. And I'm there with my girlfriend and some of her friends.
I love Walter.
So Walter takes one of my girlfriend's friends up to the hotel. I'm walking around with my friends in the club or whatever, and my girl comes back to me. He's like, yo, Paul Pierce just called me a whore because I wouldn't go to the hotel room with him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we got fired from ESPN.
Yeah. And
it was like all the strippers.
I'm glad Ray Benzino sliced him up, too. Fuck Paul Pierce, dude.
I was just going to say, were you the guy that stabbed him?
Yeah. I ordered the hit.
That is off the record.
So
I remember. So remember when the Celtics used to play preseason games at Mohegan?
Yeah.
So it was the year they played the Bullets or the Wizards when Jordan was there. So like one of Jordan's last years. So they happened to play that night. I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And I'm spending the night, and we're walking around, and I'm just going down. Back then, I used to be a fucking degenerate, and I would only play blackjack in the $100 section, the pit, because one, it's usually what I bet.
Yeah.
50 to 100 a hand, and no one's coming in and fucking up my shit. You know, like it's just fuck head to head. Let's go. Let's fucking spend 30 minutes. I win or lose, I'm out.
Yeah.
So I walk down, and this guy stops me. He's like, "Oh, you can't come down here." I go, "Why not?" He goes, "Jordan's down there." And I look over, and I don't see Jordan. I see Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
And I said, "Where's Jordan?" He's like, "Oh, he's in between." Because, Walker's they're all big dudes, but Walker's a big dude. And I said, "Oh." I said, "No shit." And so I'm like a little fanboy, walking around the other side just to get a glimpse of them. And it's literally those two. Jordan's in the middle. There's a couple other NBAs there. I can't remember who it was, whatever. So we go and play. So the rumor is that Jordan's down 350 grand. Like, what's that? That's you and me gambling $10.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, damn, whatever. So we go, spend the night, check out the next morning, driving home. Remember 104.1, the radio station that sucks now, and it was fucking turning into hip hop for a while. Yeah. We're driving home, and there's like a report on the radio, like, oh, Michael Jordan was at Mohegan Sun last night, and I guess he walked. They reported that he walked out up $2 million. Oh. So he was down like his chips were $10,000 chips in front of him.
Yeah.
Like, next week I'm there, and Wanda Sykes is there. You know who that is?
Yeah, of course I do.
I'm gambling with Wanda Sykes at a blackjack table. She's betting $5 a hand.
Yeah.
I go, Wanda, $5? She goes, I don't really like to gamble.
I love her from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm a big Curb Your Enthusiasm guy. I had a lot of interactions with Antoine Walker. He was always fucking cool as fuck, dude. He was always so cool. Every time I met Antoine Walker, I tried to get him to do the shimmy for me though, and he wouldn't do it. But
fucking shimmy.
Yeah, but other than that, Antoine Walker was always fucking cool. I met Jordan at Ultra 88 one night. He shook hands. He was cool. I know a lot of people have bad experience with him. He doesn't tip when he goes to his restaurant, dude. Like the Jordans, he won't tip. Like he's
at Jordans.
Even at Jordans, he doesn't tip.
Why?
He's a douche. He's known. He doesn't tip. Charles Barkley makes fun of him for it all the time. He won't tip. Same thing. No tip in Pippen. Neither of those guys tip.
Really?
Yep.
So
you want a tip story? So I worked Foxwood security the year after I graduated high school, and I was worked grave shift. I spent 2 days with Ben Affleck, who is the fucking man. Okay, Ben Affleck.
I love Ben. I love Matt Damon. I love Ben.
Yeah,
never met any of them, but
it would be physically impossible for him to be cool. I was dating a cocktail witch at the time. Every time she came over, $500. I mean, just like greatest dude. The second day I was there, I did 2 full days with him. J-Lo shows up. He puts a $500 tip on the table, so he gets up. She goes back and takes it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
True story.
That's what my father would do. Love you, Dad. Mean that, but Jesus Christ.
But Ben Affleck was playing poker, low limit poker, just letting guys come for him, dude. And everyone wanted to take him down.
Yeah.
It was just really fucking cool. He was just one of the fucking guys.
Yeah.
Just playing 1-2 no limit, dude.
I mean, because this is what I love about the Boston.
Yeah, they're just guys, dude.
Right.
They're just
Mark Wahlberg, fucking I mean, these guys grew up in the fucking not slums, but they grew up in that
poor working class.
Yeah.
So which I'll circle back to Conor, dude. So Conor is just a guy, dude. He's just a dude. He's got all the toys and stuff, but he's just the realest dude who came from a hard working place. So that's the other part you asked me.
Right.
You asked me where the name proper comes from, right? But the 12. So Dublin is broken up into different sections, right? So Dublin,
12 districts almost, right?
Yeah, that's 25, or I forget how many there are, right?
Yeah.
So but Dublin 1 is fucking the touristy, really nice area. Dublin 12, Crumlin, where Conor comes from, is not.
Yeah.
So that's where the 12 comes from. So
that's where all the travelers are.
Some people, nah, that's more of the country, man.
Is it?
But
I dated an Irish girl, so she told me all this shit about what goes on over there.
But aside from being proper, we have a proper night out. He's a proper fucking he's a good guy. What they would say over there. The 12 is the district. It's Crumlin. Some people get confused and think it's a 12 year, which we're not trying to masquerade that at all. It's just being really true to where he comes from. This is an entry level whiskey. It's a drinking man's whiskey. It's a whiskey for anybody, but a whiskey for the guy who just got out of work, who had a bad day. Fucking, you can be whoever you want to be. Conor McGregor was the story is famous, man. He was a plumber working on an apprentice site, and he was like, fuck this, dude, I'm quitting. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a fighter. And his parents, were laughed at him, and everyone laughed at him because no one from Ireland is tiny. No one had ever done it.
It is tiny country.
There's no one who had ever done that before. So there was not I'm going to be like this guy, because there was no this guy. And now there's tons of guys
now
coming
want to be Conor.
Want to be Conor. You know what I mean? So he's just such an amazing and motivating person. And like I said, for me to work for him, and he just Sean, dude, I love that caption, or boom, that was a really cool shot, and always sharing my stuff, sending me a little voice. dude, it makes me just want to crush it for him. You know what I mean? And the company takes such good. They spare no expenses. And I go when I travel, dude. I'm not in microtels, dude. I'm in like some swaggy little trendy hotel, very Instagrammable, whatever. They let me. They're not putting me in first class, but they got no problem with me booking the exit row, aisle seat, upgrading so my fat ass can stretch out and be comfortable. They take very, very good care of me, man. And it all like comes from the vibe that this guy puts out, man. This guy is like, there's so much that he does that doesn't even get publicized. The amount of money he gave to hospitals during COVID, it has nothing to do with prop or anything. Right. He didn't do it for publicity. He's really believes that it's a must to give back, and it travels down, and it makes me so happy when I get to travel and give a fire department a check. Yeah. When I gave my hometown for no reason, $10,000. The mayor shows up. It's funny that the mayor didn't know who I was, so he like blew me. I was like, oh hey, how's it going? He kind of blew me off, and then he found out I was giving the check, and he's like, oh hey, you live in New London, I'm Mike Pissarro, I'm the mayor of New London. Like,
now you want to talk to me.
Now you want to talk to me.
Yeah,
but
he's like Paul Pierce.
Yeah. But the brand is really an extension of Conor. There's nothing that I can say more about the brand than that it's authentic. There's a lot of celebrities out there who have celebrity, like
Clooney had Casamigos.
Right. But what is George Clooney's connection to tequila?
Nothing.
No,
he hooked up with another guy and he put his name on it and they sold it for $1 billion. God bless him.
Right. I'm not.
Ryan Reynolds was Aviator Gin or something.
Right. Yeah. Like what's his like? Like they both done great, but I'm not shitting on those brands at all. I mean,
no. I didn't either.
They own the world, but this is
no one knows that George Clooney sold it. Really, they see his name's still on the label. Well, that's for there's a purpose behind that. We want his name on the label.
But this is real, man. This is
right. Is Conor's even on the label?
Yeah, he's got his signature.
Signature down there. Okay,
down at the bottom. But it's genuine from him. It's from who he is, and it's from his culture. You know what I mean? It's like it's a really important thing to him that the quality comes out. That the Black Forge man at his restaurant, it's really important to him that the new stout is important that it's creamy. Like he's very hands on. He's got this fucking brain that just doesn't stop. Yeah. And it's so inspirational to even distantly be connected to it and just to see what he's doing because it just. Dude, I don't want Conor to think I suck, so that's why I'm the fucking best, dude. That's why Proximo's coming to me and like, yo, our other reps, dude, need to learn from you because you're fucking crushing it. Because I don't want to let Conor down, man. Because if he can fucking balance all these things with all his shit, dude, fuck it. This is an opportunity of a lifetime for me. Right. I literally love this brand, so I appreciate you having me on to talk shit about it.
I always say it wrong.
Cilantro.
When I was in Ireland, I always say cilantro.
Just don't order a car bomb, you'll be fine.
I'll do a little more as we wrap up the show.
Yeah.
Back to the MMA a little bit.
Yes.
One thing I give Conor so much credit for was the Mayweather fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason is I could be wrong, but has there been a boxer that's crossed over to MMA, or is it just strictly the MMA guys are crossing over to boxing?
Not at any high level.
Well, maybe lower level. Yeah. Like well-known guys.
He had female, and she lost. Clarissa Shields.
Oh yeah,
is one of the best female boxers, and she went and got beat by some nobody. It's
like I almost felt that deal should have been all right. Connor's like, all right, come to me. I'll go to you. I'll box. You're kind of probably going to lose, only because Mayweather's so technical. Yeah. He doesn't really knock people out. He's going to win in rounds. He's going to win the scorecard. But, all right, well, now you train I'll give you a year. You train for a year and come in the octagon with me.
What I'll tell you,
this has got huge money behind it.
They did have a kind of like a handshake deal on that, but there was no way, there's no amount of time that Floyd could train to ever fight Conor in MMA. There's not. If you could freeze Conor to stop him from getting older and not age Floyd, but let Floyd train 20 years,
right.
It's such a different thing. So I just fought in June. I compete in boxing, but I train MMA. But I compete in boxing.
Were you at Nick Newell's place the other day?
No, but I know who that is. My friend Brendan Ward is my best friend is a big time fighter. So I've been through tons of camps. I've been all of that helped me into this different spots is traveling with my friend Brendan. But a guy who's been wrestling since 6th grade, who weighs 150 pounds. will ragdoll me. There's nothing I'm gonna do, and it sounds crazy, but
Oh, dude, I've scrapped with wrestlers before.
Dude,
I get annihilated.
yeah, they're just gonna.
I can't even.
They're gonna dip. Their hands and grip are
Right.
just so fucking strong. Even if I just out fat them for a second and
Right.
I end up on top, they're gonna roll me the fuck
Yeah.
over.
Oh, yeah.
Connor's been grappling forever. He would. There's nothing. Floyd could never.
The minute he would get him to the ground, it's over.
Right. But even just the kicks, dude.
Yeah.
I would get punched in the face 100 times before eating a hard leg. A leg kick is the worst fucking thing ever, dude. It's like a baseball bat just coming into your fucking calf, dude. And it's the boxer is never ever going to survive in the MMA world, ever. You know.
But I feel it's just like, I mean, maybe I don't know. It's like you see it, and then like I just hate when people talk shit like, "Oh, Conor didn't beat fucking Mayweather." Well, like, duh.
But he had 10 rounds with him,
right?
And he won rounds.
He didn't get knocked out.
And he won rounds,
right?
Dude. He like.
It'll never go the other. Like you just said, like you make a great point. Like it'll never go the other way.
You'll never see Canelo Alvarez go fight. I don't even know what Canelo fights at 168 pounds or whatever. You're not gonna go see him fight the champion in the UFC at welterweight, whoever. You'll never ever see these top guys. Like that fight just made sense because Floyd was a little bit older and a little bit retired. Conor happened to be, his hands were kind of his strength in MMA, so it was enough to make it interesting. But like, you know, Floyd talked about fighting Khabib in a boxing match. Khabib can't box. Like it would be it would literally be embarrassing.
Right.
But
Khabib would kill you.
Khabib could have sex with Floyd if he wanted to. There'd be nothing that Floyd could do about it. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're just two. They're such different things. I have zero interest. I have zero interest in crossover fights. Like I was into that one because it was Conor and because there was.
And you weren't even involved yet,
right? And because it was Floyd,
right?
And that's actually where the whiskey got launched. But they call at that time it was Notorious Whiskey, but somebody else owned that name and it became a thing. Like it didn't actually launch, but he, at the press conference had a bottle. He's like, "Yo, this is Notorious Whiskey," and I was coming soon, and that was the early digression of it,
right?
But you know, I went a different way. But no, I really don't want to see boxers go to MMA either. I have no interest in seeing the crossover fight because it's like.
Can we just do one, just to end it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
do one, like,
just do one,
just the opposite way.
Yeah, just do one the opposite way.
So
like, listen, this is why this is not going to work.
Right.
Like Dana White can set that up, right?
Well, so for example, that Tyson Fury is going to fight Francis Ngannou. Do you know about that?
Yes.
You know that? And he's going to annihilate Francis Ngannou. He's going to absolutely annihilate him. But then he's talking about fighting John Jones in the UFC, and John Jones will take his lunch money every day of the week. Like, well, actually, no. You know what? I mean, he was way past it. But James Toney went to the UFC, and he fought Randy Couture in Boston.
Oh, that's right.
James Toney was like, so he fought at heavyweight and he was he's 50 pounds a pound. I mean, he was a piece of shit, he was got picked off his leg in 5 seconds and beat and choked out. Like that's what would happen every single. That's what
like two guys in their prime.
Yeah, that's what John Jones would do to Tyson Fury. He would kick his leg, he would pick him up, scoop his legs out, and choke him out.
Well, I think guys like Fury though are probably just like they have that one punch capability. No, but what I'm saying is like in their head they're like I have a shot.
It's enough to sell it.
Right,
it's enough to sell it.
Right.
But you won't get close. He wouldn't get close enough to John Jones. John Jones would kick the shit out of his leg and then just dive under his punch and take him off the ground. Yeah, John Jones, like if John Jones did something stupid and tried to stand and trade punches with him, he could lose the fight.
Right.
But if he did what he's supposed to do, he's never going to lose the fight. Like 0 times out of 100, he ever loses the fight if he does what he's supposed to do.
What do you think? There's more coaching in MMA or
both?
Boxing?
They're both. Yeah. I mean, it's like. The way I would compare it is like, I bet you that in bowls practice, fucking, if you were going to play horse, I'll take Steve Kerr, dude. I'll take Steve Kerr. But if they're going to play one-on-one, give me Jordan. You know what I mean? It's the pure shooter is the boxer.
Right.
He's the guy who's really good at doing one thing.
Right.
Whereas you have somebody else who's great at doing a lot of different things. So Steve Kerr,
that's a pretty good analogy right there.
Steve Kerr, John Paxson, free throw line competition against Jordan. I bet
Curry.
I mean, Curry can Curry's almost an MMA fighter. Curry can do a lot. I don't know. I don't watch enough of him to tell you how he is defensively.
I think he's the greatest, one of the greatest shooters ever, though.
But how is he like defensively? And
I'm saying to be the Steve Kerr.
To be the Steve
Kerr.
Right. But then you take a guy who can do everything, who can defend the ball, who can shot block, who can take it to the rack, who can three. Like Like, it's just, you're taking a specialist against a jack of all trades. It's just, the jack of all trades is never going to be as good as the specialist, and the specialist is never going to have the fucking capacity of the jack of all trades.
There's so many nuances to MMA, like, and so many ways to win.
And wrestling, and wrestling rules.
Right.
Wrestling literally rules. Like, if anytime you can decide where the fight stands, whether you're like, hey, I don't like where I'm at, so I'm going to take this guy to the ground, or the other guy feels that way, but your wrestling's better, you're like, nope, we're staying here, motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I never get to watch it. I always work Saturday nights, so I never really get to watch the pay-per-views or any stuff like that. But I've been to a few. I was at the one in Boston. It was actually on Fox.
Yep.
We're going back 7 years probably, and we're at Faneuil Hall.
Yep.
And we're drinking at what's the big Irish bar there? Ned Devine's.
Yep.
We're drinking at Ned Devine's downstairs, like their little. It was a Sunday. It was like their little like lobby bar before you go upstairs.
Yep.
And me and two other buddies, and we're just tying one on the fights that night. And my two buddies are fucking diehard MMA guys.
Yeah.
So I'm standing. We pay our tab. We're gonna go back to the hotel, freshen up, and head over to the fucking TD Garden. And we're walking out, and my buddy's like, taps me on the shoulder. He's like, yo, that's fucking Dana White behind us.
That's funny. I met Dana White at the same place. It must be at the same time. I met Dana White at that same bar.
Yeah. So we turn around. There's Dana White, and he's got like this really huge bodyguard and two hot chicks with him, and he's wearing this old school Patriots jacket.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a picture somewhere.
You tell your story.
So I'm like sitting there, and he was the nicest guy in the world.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, you guys going to the fight tonight? And we're like, yeah. He goes, well, how good are your tickets? I have really good tickets for you. Yes, I have the same picture.
Yeah, yep. That's funny.
That's hysterical.
Where's the camera?
Yeah. I gotta find mine on Facebook though. I got an older phone. And so I'm like, we're just chilling, and he's like, where are your tickets? I said, well, we actually had like floor seats, 7th row.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you beat that? He's like, you know what? I can't. And I'm like, don't worry, man. We're going. Have a great time tonight. And we were like right where all the fighters came out and left. Like, it was almost like, you feel like you're at a wrestling match, a WWE match or something. But it was so much fun. I honestly think like sometimes it's better watching on TV though if you don't have a good seat.
So the experience is live is cool, but the actual view of it,
right.
And the commentators bring a lot to the table too, man.
Which is like wrestling. Like I went to WrestleMania in New York, or New Jersey.
Yeah,
we had terrible seats. It was like, why are we even here?
Yeah, but I love at the UFC. I don't know if you remember when they go from the televised portion to the pay-per-view portion, there's this Teenage Wasteland plays, and it's this montage, and it's the fucking coolest thing. I fucking love it, dude. Like, the crowd when it erupts when something cool happens, but as far as actually watching the action, it's a little bit tough.
Yeah, I mean, it is fun though. I mean, especially being there, like we were like hitting their shoulders as they walked by, or if they won, they were fist pumping us on the way by. And of course, we're bombed out of our asses. But yeah, he was. I mean, like he didn't have to say hello to. He didn't stop and do anything.
Yeah,
but obviously he's a Boston guy and born and raised.
Yeah, he's great, man. He's great. I've had a few experiences with him. He's fucking great for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Did you watch that slap?
No, I will.
No. Come on,
that's not for me,
dude. It's hilarious.
It's not for your boy, man.
No,
I don't like it.
I didn't think I was gonna like it. I watched it. I'm like, they make a story behind it too.
Yeah, I've literally never watched it. I've seen the highlights, but I don't like it.
All right,
yeah, it's not for me.
It's fucking pretty funny.
Yeah, it's something that like if I'm scrolling through the internet on Reels and I see it,
see a quick one.
That's as much of that as I need.
Yeah. I remember seeing this shit like years ago.
Yeah, like in Russia. And
right.
And then it started being like a hillbilly thing.
Right.
You see some big fat dude in like camouflage dude doing it. Yeah. And I was like, I just don't. Dude, I don't like just seeing people get hit in the face on defense. Like, I just don't like seeing. It's not for me. Dude.
See the guy at Foxborough died?
Yeah.
So I read today actually that they think he had a heart attack.
But he wouldn't have had a heart attack if he wasn't.
Right, if he wasn't involved in that shit, he wouldn't have had a heart attack. 100%.
My best friend, my best friend got murdered, leaving Mohegan Sun. He got into a beef with a guy in the casino. Fucking happenstance have it. They ended up in the same parking garage. The guy pulled him out, pulled up next to him at a red light, and shot him, dude. Like,
come the fuck on.
Yeah, dude. Like, I've been fighting in gyms for over a decade. Like, dude, I'm not fighting in a bar. Like, unless you actually attack me to the point, like,
or you touch my girl,
like,
or,
right? Like, unless you put me in a spot where like
right.
I absolutely have to, dude.
Right.
Dude, I'm not getting stabbed. I'm not getting shot, dude. I'm not like getting hit with it. Like, no, dude, no one out there should be fighting. Like, you should not be fucking fighting. And I say that as someone who was a degenerate who fought every fucking weekend in high school in my early 20s like a fucking asshole. Like,
right.
But I'm just lucky that no one was like fucking.
We had an incident at work the other night. A kid got sucker punched.
Yeah.
Nose broken in 4 spots. Eye orbital bone broken, and they were friends.
Yeah.
It's just like,
yeah,
what is wrong with people,
dude? But like,
if that kid turned his head, I'll show you the video out there. If the kid turned his head, it would have been straight up in here, and the guy probably been killed.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you ruined so many lives.
Right, your whole life could change, like being the person who wins or loses.
Right.
Like, it's just like, yo, you want
all over ego and testosterone.
If you think that you're tough and you really want to fight, go down to a fight gym and you'll see whether you are or not. And maybe you are, but you're probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even like as me, as someone who's been 12 years in the gym, when someone like my friend Brennan, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna spar tomorrow. Fuck, here's the butterflies, dude. Like, how can I get out of this? You know? Like, fuck, we're doing this.
Right.
We're doing this.
But obviously you're safe in a confined spot. Doesn't mean you can't get hurt.
But it's still somebody punching you in the fucking face, dude. You know, but it's different than there's no emotion attached to it, so it's not. You're not. It's not.
Like, I got to kill this guy. Fuck him. Right.
But. You know, like in a bar where you have that rush of adrenaline.
You throw that alcohol into it.
Yeah, you make a decision
stupid.
to change your life. Or, dude, you run into someone who's just a bad motherfucker and you have no idea. There's little scrawny fucking kids in my gym that will twist your head off your body and you would have no idea. Like, just don't fight, dude. Talk to girls.
We had a guy at Stonebridge years ago who. It wasn't at my bar because we have like 5 bars there. It didn't start at my bar, but it was this guy was just probably my age, right? Unassuming, smaller than me. I don't know if he was like inappropriately hitting on a girl or something, but he was told to stop, and security came over, and he punched the security guard in the face, and all the bartenders jumped over the bar, and they literally had to fucking drag this guy out of there. They get him out to the street. Long story short, he breaks our security guard's jaw in the street, sent 2 cops to a hospital, and took about 6 guys and taser guns to get him subdued in the back of the cruiser to Milford Police Department. Come to find out, he's like what they call Golden Gloves boxer from Long Island. Fucking just knows how to fight.
Yeah.
You can't size anyone up like that.
You don't know what you're dealing with, dude.
Right.
Like, so just don't do it.
Right.
Go talk to girls. Trust me. They want to talk to you. Like,
well, that's the problem. You talk to a girl and the other guy, and I mean, it's just...
It's Don't
Who's your football team?
Don't fight. I'm not a football guy at all.
Come on.
Never have been. I think it's the worst, most boring fucking sport that's ever existed. I can't watch it.
I really liked you till right about now.
Sorry, man. I'll die on that hill. I've never watched hockey, but I would watch hockey first.
Well, I'm all sports.
My dad would.
I like it all.
My dad is trying to tell me I got to watch hockey live. He went to the Olympics in Canada when he was like a teenager, and he said it was the coolest thing he's ever seen in his life.
Hockey. So, if I had to rank my favorite sports, like the 4 majors, it'd probably be football. Currently, football, basketball, baseball. Actually, I don't know. It's hard for me to rank, but in that order, and they're all really close. However, live, it's hockey 1, football 2, baseball, basketball close. Baseball's just kind of boring.
Baseball's tough, dude.
But the big games, the playoff games at Fenway are fucking fantastic.
So I was always more of like a player person than a team person. Like, so I was a die-hard Shaq guy. So like whatever Shaq did, once he retired, I watched the NBA.
We've made this quite clear on the show.
I watched the NBA a little. No, I watched the NBA a little bit, and now I don't really watch it. I was a huge Barry Bonds guy. Once Barry Bonds retired, I just stopped watching baseball.
He was fun to watch,
dude. That time, dude, with him and Sosa and fucking McGuire, that was like
saved baseball, and they just shunned them out of the hall.
It was amazing.
They should be put in the Hall of Fame just for saving the sport.
Yeah, but I was a Barry Bonds guy as a 1987 Pittsburgh Pirate, and that all came just from a baseball card. Like I was at a show, like a baseball card show. It was in North Stonington at, I think, the high school. It was with my dad, and I pulled the Barry Bonds rookie, and everyone there was like on my dick for it. Everyone was like, I'll give you, as
just offering shit.
yeah, and I was like 8 years old, and I'll give you $20 for that, $30 for that. And
what's that worth now?
Yeah, but so then I was just a Barry Bonds guy after that. You know what I mean? And then I was a Barry Bonds Pittsburgh guy, and then I was a San Francisco Giants guy, and then like even in Norwich, our local team became the San Francisco affiliate for a little bit, and I was like, oh, and then they do that. Bonds was supposed to go to the Yankees at one point, and I was looking forward to it.
They were talking about it, yeah.
I would have been a Yankees fan, but I got to see him in interleague play, hit a home run at Fenway, which was fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, but then I stopped watching baseball. Now I really don't watch any ball sports at all, man.
Really?
Yeah, just fights.
All right.
Just fights.
I mean, it's part of the job, I guess, right?
Yeah, but it's just,
Not really.
No, but it's just what I like, dude. I just like basketball. The game has just changed so much, dude. It's just
I'm just
the old guy, dude. And I'm okay with that. Like, oh, kids, your music sucks and your sports suck. But it's just me. You know what I mean? The same thing. My dad.
But like hoops now, it's like this is why I've always loved the Celtics. Grew up in the '80s with Bird and all that.
Yeah.
The '90s were a little dry for us, even the early 2000s. But then, we won and we got Garnett, we won, but now I feel like we have a team, and I know we haven't gotten the title yet, but like with just Brown and Tatum, I feel like, I'm not saying it's old school basketball, but I almost feel like it's a Jordan Pippen kind of thing. So dude, I'm not saying that's who they are. Yeah, no, but there's a similarity there.
So I had never even heard of Jason Tatum, and 2 Christmases ago, I got my dad I was like, let's go to a Celtics game. I was able to get floor seats for like nothing for whatever reason. Like I didn't have a hookup or anything. They were just there. They were cheap, and they would play the Sacramento Kings, and they won by like 50. But I saw Jay. I was like, "Wow, this kid is fucking good, dude." So I'm a Jason Tatum fan just from that day. It was like just after COVID, we had to wear masks and shit into the arena.
Oh, God.
But yeah, it was a nightmare.
The year after the bubble year.
But we were behind the hoop 3 rows for like $100 a piece or something. You know what I mean? Like that's my big regret in life is I always said that I was gonna buy courtside tickets to see Shaq play. I wanted to see him play courtside. And those tickets go for what, $2-5 grand, whatever,
depending on the team,
whatever.
Who they're playing. I mean,
I wanted to see Shaq play.
If they're playing fucking Golden State,
and then I just never did. I wish that's my big regret in life is I wish I had sat courtside to watch Shaq play.
I had tickets to see Frank Sinatra at fucking Foxwoods, and I couldn't get the night off at work, and he died like fucking a year later. Not that I'm a Sinatra guy, but I was just like, that was a bucket list.
That's kind of cool, man.
Fucking Rat Pack, come on. So you don't like any of this stuff, huh? All right, so let me give you a quick football. Pats fan, obviously we're 0-2.
Yep.
Not looking good, but we have lost to 2 Super Bowl contenders by 1 score. So I'm not too worried, but if we lose to the Jets this week, I will be very worried. But fantasy football, I got like 6 teams or something, and I was like, of the 6 teams, week 1, I was like 1-5, won team. But this week, I won like 4 of the leagues because Nick Chubb is the running back for Cleveland, and I was playing against them. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw the injury online, but he got like there's certain things a leg can't do. Yeah. And his leg did it. Yeah. And it's just gruesome to see. Mm-hmm. It's gruesome to see. And I hope the best for Nick Chubb. But this is the second one, too. Like the same exact injury he had in college. And they wouldn't even show the replay on TV
because it was so nasty.
Yeah, it was so nasty. Like the Joe Theismann thing back in the day that they showed 1,000,000 times. They don't show it now. But the curiosity of people. Yeah, I want to see it.
You want to see it?
I want to see it.
I want to go. Oh, what do you think? The first thing I did was I heard a guy get killed at the Patriots game.
Right, I went and saw the videos.
Yeah, first thing I did.
And it was kind of hard to see.
There wasn't a good one, but I looked for it. And but I would tell you, no, I don't want to see a guy get beaten to death. But well, the guy like, oh really? Let me tell you my Patriot story. So this is probably 2007. Me and my friend Jimmy are at Foxwoods. We're playing blackjack. At this time, I was a degenerate gambler big time. And there's Tom Brady. He's playing. So where we keep playing until Tom fucking gets up, because my friend was a huge Patriots fan. I'm not, but I'll be a fucking meet Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
So I go down to the
man.
store and spend like, I don't know, $20 on a Kodak disposable camera, because it's pre-smartphone days, you know? Like,
Right. You still gotta take pictures.
So I gotta wait. So I wait. Boom. Tom gets up from the table. It's this is late, like 3 a.m, like after bar hours.
Tommy Boy is up that late?
Yeah, so he's by himself.
Shit.
So he leaves. We leave. We meet him at the elevator. Hey, Tom, can we get a picture? No. And then walks away.
You just turn around, take the selfie. Fuck it.
Just dead no. Like no, sorry guys, no. And turns away. I mean, he might have just lost his ass, but that's my Tom Brady story.
I don't really have an actual Tom Brady in person story, but he started in 01.
Yeah.
And he was dating a girl that her brother worked at TGI Fridays in Orange.
Okay.
And this is kind of a dumb story, but this kid's name was Dave, and his sister, he had met her because I guess she moved out to San Francisco, where he's from, and they met out there. You know, he's a 6th-round pick, gets drafted by the Patriots. He's behind Drew Bledsoe.
Right.
Fucking, the kid's not going to have a chance, whatever. And, whatever, the next year, obviously Bledsoe gets hurt. He goes on to win the Super Bowl. And Fridays used to be my spot. I used to go there all the time. Now it's fucking awful. And, I'm sitting there, and Dave comes around. He's like, "Oh, you think Brady's going to win the Super Bowl?" I go, "This is what I said to him. I go, if Brady wins the Super Bowl, your girlfriend's fucking done. Or your sister's done being his girlfriend." Oh my god! And sure enough, then he dated Bridget Moynihan and had a kid with her, and then it was Giselle for a long time. But yeah, I was like, "Yeah, this is not going to work out."
That's
Sorry,
funny.
but it's a pretty cool story though. You know, like good for your sister.
That's a good call.
You know,
That's a good
but
call.
all right, let's wrap it up. Proper 12 Irish. I wish we had some
12.
apple, man.
Next time, you'll have me back. We'll do
Fucking
apple.
Ray.
Have me back. We'll do.
Oh no, you're coming back on for sure.
I'll bring it, dude. I just wasn't prepared.
No, it's all right.
But
You only had fucking a month to know you're coming on. That's fine.
I operate on Irish time, so
Yeah, I hear you.
But
of course, you were at Shrine last night while I was sleeping.
with a bottle of proper apple.
Yeah,
Shrine. So if you go to Shrine, you order that proper apple.
that's right.
Bottle service.
Let's get you some drink placement at Stonebridge, all that good stuff. I'll talk to Ray about that, obviously. You got enough shit on your plate. You don't have to worry about that. I'll take care of that on my end. And, you know, when Connor's in town, give me a call. We'll have him on the show.
Yeah, no problem. I'll bring him to Milford, Connecticut.
Dude, he'd love it here. He'd love it here. Imagine if Connor rolled into Stonebridge on a Saturday night.
I think if he saw the traffic that I had to deal with to get here, that he would get out of the car and walk the other way.
That's 95. Stop.
I almost did.
Stop. Not on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Saturdays is clear.
I wanted to kill myself coming here.
Oh, well, thank you.
But I'm glad that I did.
I did the same trip you did today. You caught New Haven a little later than I did.
Yeah, I have this horrible road rage. This is the rotation in my car, right? In my cup holder,
Yeah.
I have a bottle of cologne, and in my door, I have an empty bottle of cologne because I almost threw my phone at somebody one day in traffic.
Wait, you're not Italian, are you?
So I almost threw my
A
phone.
fucking cup holder of cologne. That is such a fucking
And I gotta have it, but
guinea thing.
But I keep the empty one to throw at somebody in traffic if I have to, because I almost threw my phone once. I was so angry, and I was like, "Oh, I can't do that."
I had a punk throw a Gatorade bottle at me in traffic.
Yeah, so that's why I keep
But I was not in the wrong.
Oh.
He was like weaving in and out of traffic.
Yeah.
I actually told the story on this podcast about a year and a half ago.
It was probably me.
Yeah, no, it was North Carolina plates, shitty BMW, and he just fucking launched the Gatorade. And I will give this guy credit at the end of the day. He fucking nailed my window, and red Gatorade splashed all over my car.
North Carolina, it was fucking Larry Johnson, bro. Grandma
Mock, fucking driving back, pissed off, and never got a title.
Had the Gatorade bottle, smoked you with it. Yeah, so I keep the cologne. The point was, I just get terrible road rage. So
Right. Sean Shamrock, thanks so much.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Sean Shamrock, and Pour the Roar.
Absolutely. Check it out on my Instagram as well, Facebook, my website, daydrinkingwithdog.com, YouTube channel, Daydrinking with Dog. It's all there. You know where to find me. Sean, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, yo.
Dealing with that
Absolutely.
fucking traffic.
Nah, yeah, it's all right. Luckily, I was drinking and driving.
Peace out, everybody.